Welcome to Empowered Heart to Heart, where we explore the art of navigating leadership, love, and life without losing yourself. I'm Dr. Rhonda Simmons, and I'm here to help you lead with purpose, love with intention, and live a life that truly feels like your own. Let's go. Well, hey, this is Dr. Rhonda Simmons, and I am so glad to be with you because today I want to continue the discussion about the burnout recovery blueprint from surviving to thriving. We've got part 2 today, and I want to jump right in. If you haven't seen part 1, where we talked about what burnout really looks like and why you might be missing the signs, go back and catch the replay either on our YouTube channel or on our podcast. Both have the same name, Empowered Heart to Heart. You don't want to miss it. And I want to welcome you to this edition because we're doing great things in 2025. Every time I stop to think about it, I get so excited about what God is going to do this year. And so before I jump into today's teaching, make sure that you like, comment, and share this video or podcast and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the podcast so you'll be notified every single time that I post a video or a podcast. You want to make sure you're in the room. Also, if you want to reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, you can do so at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I have all the same handles, and that is TSEFIORG. Yes, I know that's a mouthful, but as you can see, that stands for the Simmons Empowerment Foundation Incorporated. And so you want to make sure that you're reaching out to us. I'll be glad to hear from you. And so let's jump right in. I am so super excited about today's lesson because as we continue this series on burnout and recovery from burnout, I want to talk about breaking the cycle, why rest is not optional. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm very goals driven. I'm results oriented. I'm mission driven. This has to be done. And so that's just how I've been all of my life. But it is critical that we get enough rest so that our bodies and our minds can recover in overcoming burnout. It is so important. And I don't mean, just, rest when you can't help it anymore, but having consistent rest going on in your life. Because if you don't, it will affect every area of your life. Let me tell you a quick story. I guess I can violate my own HIPAA laws here. But I've been dealing with a heart condition called AFib. And two of my biggest triggers for me to make the AFib flare up, that's an irregular heartbeat where I can be sitting still in a chair, but my heart is racing like I'm running for miles and miles. And so it's very uncomfortable, very alarming at times. But here's the thing. The two triggers for me that I know will make me have a flare up is stress and not enough rest. And I mean, those flare ups will happen within a day or two of me not getting enough rest. It is almost a guarantee. And it's not that I'm trying to have flare ups, but in my mind, I'm thinking, I got stuff to do. Onward and let's go forward. And my body is saying, not today, Satan. I'm serious. And so rest is so essential. It is not an option. And so let me just debunk some of the myths about rest, because sometimes us type A drivers think that taking a rest is a sign of laziness or being unproductive. And that could not be further from the truth, because the truth of the matter is God designed our bodies to rest. Why do you think we get sleepy at night? Because that's how our bodies were designed from the very beginning of creation. And for those people who work night shift, it probably was very hard in the very beginning because you were going against the nature of your body. And over the course of time, through repetition, you learn to adapt. But trust and believe, when you get off work, I'm sure you're looking for a bed somewhere to get some rest. It is so important. Not having enough rest affects your mental clarity, it affects your mood, it affects all kinds of things, your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. It affects everything. And so it's important that you adopt some strategies today to get enough rest. Now, I'm not saying you have to sleep for 15 hours every night. That's not happening. Not if you're an adult. We've got things to do. But how many of us have heard over and over that adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night? Yes, every night. It needs to happen. I promise you, if you will just try this for the next 7 days, I am sure you are going to feel so much better and so different. That whole brain fog thing will go away. And so let's talk about some practical ways to integrate small moments of rest into an already packed schedule. For example, you might be able to take micro breaks. Have you ever heard of a power nap? 10 minutes or so. That's enough time, even on a 30-minute lunch break. You can squeeze in a 10-minute power nap. Sometimes you need to do things to implement restorative practices. If you have ever practiced mindfulness, oh my goodness, don't let our own ignorance keep us from things that can help us. When I first heard of mindfulness, I thought, ooh, I don't do this woo-woo stuff. No, I don't do this. But I was listening to it. Actually, my Fitbit app, if you have the premium version, it has all kinds of mindfulness sessions on there, targeted to specific things like rest, relaxation, stress, how to take those quick breaks. And oh my goodness, if you can just get somewhere quiet and still and just close your eyes and do a mindfulness session, even if you're just listening to Bible verses or there's a quiet instrumental music in the background, something that will calm you, you will be amazed at the clarity and the peace that will just emanate from you once that session is over. This is so important because there are scriptures in the Bible. I'm a faith-based practitioner, and so I've got to bring in the Bible verses to it. Do you not know that God told Elisha in 1 Kings 19:4-8 that he was supposed to go and let the ravens feed him? And all he did for a number of days, I believe it was 40 days, all he did was eat and sleep. And God told him specifically, because the journey is too great for thee. In other words, God wanted him to know your next assignment, your next level is going to demand so much of you that if you don't take the time to rest and to eat properly, you are not going to be able to handle it. We have big dreams, big goals. I'm right there with you. But if we don't take care of these bodies, we are not going to be able to see our visions come to pass. Let me jump in a little bit closer. In the New Testament, Jesus saw his disciples serving. They were working in the ministry. They were doing everything that they were supposed to do. And Jesus, the one and only Jesus Christ, who is Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ told his disciples, "Come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while." He did not tell him, give up the ministry, stop working, never set foot in another church, so to speak. Don't do anything to help anyone else. Give up all of your charitable giving and contributions and service. He didn't say any of that. He said, come apart into a desert place and rest a while. You can pick it back up once you rest. Rest is so vitally important. It has to be important if Jesus himself, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, is telling his disciples, rest. Then another verse in Psalm 127:2 says, it is vain or empty for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Now, I have done, I have been on both ends of the stick, so to speak, where I got up super early like I did yesterday at 4:30 in the morning. I have also been on the other end where I stayed up till 2, 3, and 4 o'clock in the morning because I just had to get stuff done, and I paid for it. I did not have the mental clarity I needed. I was so slow in getting things done because I was exhausted. The Bible says that he gives his beloved sleep. It's important that you know this. And I believe Jesus also said in the book of Matthew, he said that come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Rest. This is what Jesus said. And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to download our Burnout Recovery Toolkit. Somewhere around the video or in the show notes for the podcast, there is a link to our Burnout Recovery Toolkit. It is free. It will not cost you a single penny. In the toolkit that goes right along with this 5-episode series, there is a 7-day rest plan. Yeah, a 7-day rest plan. I want you to implement the strategies listed in the plan. No, I'm not going to tell you what the strategies are because then you won't download the book. So download the Burnout Recovery Toolkit and take a look at the 7-day rest plan so that you can implement those sustainable recovery strategies. Do you not know I've been told, because I've had a sleep doctor, I have sleep apnea, and that's not good either. And I've been told that for every one night that you don't get enough sleep, it takes you 2 or 3 nights to catch up on the rest that you missed from the one night. I don't have time to be wasting like that. I'd rather be on a system that will make sure that I am rested, fully rested every night, because I need to bring my A game every day. I need to be able to move forward, do what I have to do because people are depending on me. Who's depending on you to be at your best every single day? Who's counting on you? But yet you're bringing half of you to the game. And it's time to just resolve that and get some rest. So I want you to be sure to download the Burnout Recovery Toolkit. Absolutely free. It costs you nothing. If you can click, you can download it. Download it. And it will bless your life. Do the 7-day rest plan and come back and leave a comment for me and let me know how it's going for you because I want to know. And so I really am enjoying this series. I hope that you are too. This is just the second part of the series. I would tell you what the next episode is, but then that would just be a spoiler alert, right? So, but make sure that you are tuning in because if you subscribe, you'll get the notification when I drop another video and when I upload another podcast. You definitely don't want to miss this series. And so thank you so much for listening. Now go get some rest, okay? See you next time.